Boom. Boom. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Welcome everyone. Alrighty, let's just double check. Who have we got in chat? Last one. Spania. Alright, perfect, we're live. Sweet, welcome everyone to the live stream. It's been a while since we've jumped on the live stream, but there's a lot going on with everything at the moment, so... Why am I not live yet? Just fixing up the streams. Yeah, there we are, perfect, we're both live. So we're live on both channels. We're live here and we're live on ShizoCrypto. And yeah, we're just going to be... Bitcoin is breaking above 55k. We have a bit of fundamental news to go over. We have a bit of technical analysis to do, and we'll do some price predictions, some realistic price predictions for the near term.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, welcome. We used to do a lot of live streams, but I think work and life's been getting in the way. When was the last time we did a live stream? We did one last week, and then before that
one late last week, and then yeah.
And then before that, it was like a few weeks ago. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to be back.
First of all, looking at the charts, what are we sitting at? 55k. Yeah, on my charts, I've got that as a resistance and support. Once we flip 55, I think it'll be pretty good if we start heading up from there. Great video.
Welcome, Catherine Manning. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Yeah, so 55k, it's a key area that once we flip it, the sky's the limit. So there's been pretty much no volume that's been moved at anywhere above the real. Today in a shirt. I just finished work. Thank you. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Welcome.
Yeah. Alright, we know what it is.
Thank you. Melinda, Catherine, Ananas, H Sam, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, it's an interesting time. We just wanted to jump on stream to check out the price action. If we flip 55k, as we were saying before, it's going to be like the sky's the limit. We break all-time highs, and I think 60,000 is really in sight.
Over the past few days, we've actually flipped pretty much every single channel that I've been looking at. Jamie doesn't have the channels on his screen, but
do you want to pull them up? For those that don't know, this is ShizoCrypto. He runs his own crypto channel, and he does a lot of technical analysis. So
let me try to put your lines on.
Hi from Serbia. Welcome everyone.
Is this 5 minutes?
Yeah, this is a 5-minute chart.
Okay. Yeah, we've got some channel, like a large channel between 52.6 and 50. So, and we flipped that channel very easily, super quick. Like, look how insane. Let's just look how quickly it took for us to flip from 50 to 52. I thought we would have got stuck there for a bit and kind of moved back down and then gone back up. But, you know, since we've absolutely demolished through that path and now we're moving up into areas where there's low volume, I think we'll just keep going up and up.
Yeah. So there's been barely any Bitcoin exchanging hands once we flip the 55k level. So as soon as we break above it, like there's nothing. It's paper. I think we go on to break the all-time high and then just keep going upwards. We'll go over some interesting on-chain data, but I think it's something about like 1.2 million. Bitcoin has exchanged hands at the 47k region. So like that was the key resistance, and once we broke past that, like it was just all upwards. So yeah, it's good to see. It'll be interesting to see if we get rejected a few times at 55k.
We could still move back down to the mid 40s and then kind of consolidate a bit for longer in March, but you know, if that happens, it'll just build some stronger support, and if we keep moving up, you know, we'll be making higher highs. So I think it's pretty bullish. I think it's pretty bullish both ways. We've already built so much support in the 40 areas. I can't see us breaking down. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, welcome everyone to the live stream. Hi from Serbia, listening from Sydney, Australia. So yeah, we're based in Sydney, Australia as well. For those that don't know the background of me and Grant, we both run crypto YouTube channels, but the reason we got into cryptocurrency originally, we run a small business and we converted the entire balance sheet into cryptocurrency in September last year. And then we just started, I don't know, we started consuming so much content, reading everything, doing deep dive into the data, into the statistics, into everything coming out about it. As soon as we saw PayPal and Square make their move into cryptocurrency, we knew that it was going to be huge. So it's pretty cool to front run like the likes of Tesla and all these other big
100%.
hedge funds coming on.
100%.
Just our small business, we put our entire cash balance into Bitcoin, and it was about 2.5 months, our entire the money that we made from our Bitcoin profit had outran all the activities that we had been doing from just running our business, which is insane. So yeah, everyone, welcome.
Hold crypto, fiat is in the bin.
Yeah, 100%. Fiat's more than in the bin. Fiat's garbage.
Great to hear Aussie voices.
Hi from Sri Lanka.
Raul Makla. Is that your real name, or are you just are you a
Raul Makla.
Well done, guys, from Early Beach, Australia. Nice.
Awesome. It looks like we have a few Australians in chat. Welcome.
We are holding 50k very well. I'm gonna move on to the 5 minutes on my screen as well and just see what we're doing. Look how long we've been in this channel for, as opposed to the rest of them.
Well done, guys, from Early Beach. Mitchell Walker, 128 views in 5 minutes. Yeah, so when we used to do the live streams, it was back when I had about 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's been a while since we really switched the live streams on. Sitting at 25k. The support on the channel has been awesome. So
we're actually testing this 55k mark right now. We could get rejected, but you know, we've been in this channel between 55k and 52.5 for quite a while now. So we just need to keep that 52.5k level for us to keep moving up. So
yeah, we have broken the 55k level, but I want to see it with some like properly break through,
guys,
with some significance.
Go sub to LCS top 5 if you enjoy digesting league content.
Hey, Mitchell Walker and Clint, what's happening? You guys were the original viewers. We remember. Remember.
Clint said Weshi.
Oh yeah, Weshi. Clint actually knows me from Hot Copper, from the SciDev. Yeah, so a bit more background for you guys. We both work in finance. That's why we just finished work. We both work in the finance industry and we run a small business. But our background is in equity trading. So we were equity trading on mainly Australian stocks for about 5 years. And then once we saw PayPal and Square move into cryptocurrency, we've sort of switched everything into cryptocurrency. I think of my total portfolios, I'm about 60% in cryptocurrency now. So yeah.
Blanky Beat said cup and handle. What cup and handle on what? You mean on the 5 minute chart?
Couple handed vision.
I mean, do you reckon? It could be forming. I think we needed to go a little bit higher, but yeah, it could be forming. We'll come back down to about the 54k mark and then go back up, and then yeah, honestly, it could explode from there. Not a perfect cup and handle, but I can see where you get it. Got notification on YouTube. Now watch these guys. Any good? Yes, very good.
Yes, very good. Some of the best on YouTube.
Made 200k this year. Target 1 million. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
All on crypto. That's awesome.
Raul, tell me if I'm saying the name correctly, because I make a lot of videos covering the ex-Goldman Sachs investor, Raul Paul. Is it Raul? Is that how you say it correctly? Throwing a few crikeys. Crikey. I say that all the time. So.
What do you think about Chainlink crypto coin? We're both very bullish on Chainlink. There's a huge demand for off-chain data to be put on the blockchain. A lot of other cryptos are using it in unison because, you know, they require it. Like, they require information putting onto their smart contracts and whatnot. I think Chainlink's gonna explode this year. Crypto coin, I don't know. I'm really on and off about these, like the swipe card and the crypto.com. I don't really see a use case for having a crypto card at the moment.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about the use case of all these BlockFi, Crypto.com, all these companies that are doing
the Binance card even.
That are giving out credit cards or loans even that you can spend your cryptocurrency, so you can load your cryptocurrency on it to spend it. And I understand the concept behind it. They're trying to remove the need for fiat money entirely. However, if you guys watched my video on Michael Burry, he brought up a hugely good point, and it's the bear case for Bitcoin, and it's a good point that I'd never really considered, is that innately built into all of these cryptocurrencies that have a hard cap is a massive decentive to never sell. So if your cryptocurrency is always increasing in value against fiat money, why would you ever want to spend your cryptocurrency? Why would you ever want to spend your Bitcoin? Why would you ever want to spend your Ethereum? Anything with a hard cap, why would you want to spend it? It's an interesting point, and it's a perspective I hadn't really considered. But when looking at all those different all these different companies offering you to spend your Bitcoin through cards or loans or whatnot, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they say Bitcoin 70k this month, and by September well over 100k.
70k next month, maybe.
I think maybe
I think April will be really good for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think March. Let's do some Bitcoin predictions in the short term. We did a Ethereum. We did a Ethereum short-term prediction, and in my most recent video, I put a $5,000 to $6,000 Ethereum, and this is a very conservative price prediction, but I think we hit $5,000 to $6,000 on Ethereum this year.
5,000 to 6,000, yep.
5,000 to 6,000, and what I base that off is, if you look at, you guys might think this is ridiculous, but I think it's a interesting way to value it. The two big guys that use it as well as Raoul Paul and Michael Saylor, how they value, because look, valuing cryptocurrencies and anything that's part of a network is hard. So in the early days of Facebook and social medias, investors didn't know how to value a network, and what they would use is Metcalfe's law, which pretty much is, as the network increases, the value of it exponentially increases as well. So how you would value Ethereum is by wallet addresses. So looking at the trend in wallet addresses for Ethereum, and comparing it to Bitcoin and where it was in its cycle at the same amount of wallet addresses, it looks like that Ethereum is following the 2017 cycle of Bitcoin. But what I think that Raoul Paul and Michael Saylor haven't accounted for in their analysis is that when Bitcoin hit 20k back in 2017, it had ran way too hot. It had no business being there. And a more realistic price target is $7,000 to $8,000, which is where it should have been. So I think Ethereum pushes those levels, but to be conservative, I'm looking at $5,000 to $6,000 Ethereum at some point in 2021, most likely by the end of the year. So yeah. What do you think for? Let's start with Ethereum, and then we'll go Bitcoin price prediction.
With Ethereum, I think I want to hold off. I really want to hold off my price estimate until the scalability comes out and just see how people react to it. I think it's either going to go really, really well, or it might just get stuck in the mud again.
Yeah,
I think people are still switching to other blockchains and looking at other cryptos to put their projects on, like Kusama, like Cardano at the moment. I'm honestly not 100% sure how that's going to go.
That's true. Yeah, so the big negatives, like bear case for Ethereum, is the gas fees are absolutely ridiculous. If you look at the transactions times, they're getting longer and longer. People are getting fed up with the network. Like, it's just clogged up. Because when Ethereum when it was made, they didn't have all the scalability and everything inbuilt from the offset. But the good thing is that they're improving it, and unlike Bitcoin, They have the ability to improve on it over time. The problem with it already being such a huge network is that it takes so much time and work to implement these changes. So what really set off the most recent Ethereum surge was the announcement. You probably know a bit more about it than me.
Which announcement?
They were implementing the scalability a bit sooner.
Yeah, the scalability solution got pushed forward a bit.
Yeah,
it's still not even a perfect solution, but it's gonna make people go back to Uniswap and buying these small ICOs through Uniswap again. I think Ethereum still will do well with DeFi, with Uniswap, with NFTs and that sort of thing. They're the only real thing keep it going. DeFi pretty much kept Ethereum alive over the past few years. So I really just want to wait and see how the scalability affects the market. If it kind of crushes these BSC tokens, how it does against ADA and Zilliqa and those sort of other smart contract platforms. Price prediction, I'm still really bullish on this year. With NFTs and with DeFi still rolling out on Ethereum, I still think there's so much potential in it. But if we see an explosion after this release, then yeah, I'm definitely going to raise my estimate. But I still just want to wait and see how that goes.
So not making a price prediction
not
as
making
of yet?
Price. I'm still bullish.
Fair.
I still think it's going to go upwards.
Yeah.
We've got...
I just wanted to jump on. Someone said the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Yeah, that's huge news. So, I mean, everyone was expecting it, but it got approved, and everyone's going to be receiving their stimulus checks. And I think everyone's going to be shocked with the amount of money that is going to immediately be put into Bitcoin. Everyone's spreading on Twitter, and it goes viral every time they post it. How much that first stimulus check is worth now if you had invested it into Bitcoin, and I think it's like 10x or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that stimulus money is going to find its way into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, into a lot of cryptocurrencies and altcoins. And I guess my question for you, the most fascinating thing I find about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of cryptocurrencies is a lot of the time news will come out and it won't get baked into the price for a decent amount of time. So when you're trading with stocks and equities, I feel like any new announcements or things that come out to the market get baked into the price pretty much immediately. Whereas with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies, it takes a bit longer to sort of bake in. So
we've seen, but right now Zilliqa is pretty much ETH 2.0 once ETH Bridge comes out. Zilliqa is far ahead of ETH 2.0 at the moment, but once ETH 2.0 does come out, there will be a lot more options for it. Uniswap version 3 is also huge news for alts. It reduces gas fees. Yep, definitely. Uniswap version 3, better scalability. It's going to have more pools. I think I'm super bullish on Uniswap. I think these decentralized exchanges are really going to take off. I've got a video coming out on Uniswap, Reef, Binance Smart Chain, and PancakeSwap coming out soon. I've got money in these DEXs and some DeFi projects. I think they'll do really well this year as well. Let's see what else we got. Engine to $5. I'm not too sure.
It could do.
I think it could do. I think Engine's really cool. I think it's really cool, but I'm not sure if it's like a top 20 token.
But I think all the altcoins, especially when we see a slowdown, so Bitcoin's still leading the charge right now, and every time that it bursts to the upside, we see money flow out of alts and into Bitcoin, and we see better percentage gains in Bitcoin. But as soon as Bitcoin cools off and consolidates for a while, I'll imagine that we're going to see more money flow into alts and have a proper alt season and just stuff start going bonkers.
Jay Smith, potentially. 1.9 trillion has done nothing, guys. Don't kid yourself. Pure coincidence. Honestly, you can link a lot of news to a lot of things. It could be institutional money. It could be both mixed together.
No, Jay Smith, he has a point. So the $1.9 trillion stimulus, it hasn't even hit people's... they haven't even got it yet. So yeah, up until now, it's all been institutional money, but it just got approved through Congress. So
yeah,
we will see, and I think it will have at least somewhat of an effect on the Bitcoin price. Because,
mate, how the hell can I respond to you? I'm on phone. Huh? What'd you say? Mates, how the hell can I respond to one of you? What's your prediction for today's price? Seems quite overbought on the 24-hour. You guys leverage trading? Not leverage trading at the moment.
Yeah, I think the price is pretty sensitive. Leverage trades.
The price is pretty sensitive at the moment. If we keep testing this 55 level, we could fall back into other accumulation zones like around the 51k, and then potentially fall back down into the 46. I still think it's very possibly fall down to 46. I'd like to see us move up to all-time highs, maybe in the next few weeks, but we still have to test these kind of zones. We haven't even tested a second time yet, so
yeah, no open leverage trades at the moment. What's the prediction for today's price? If we continue to sort of consolidate around this 55k zone and we don't see any significant breakthrough, I think we're just going to bounce around here for a while.
Just wait for that breakthrough that's kind of significantly above 55, like high in the high 55s. I think that'll kind of solidify the breakthrough, and that's a good time to start your trades, as you know, we'll be hitting all-time highs after that. But if we keep bouncing up to 55 and then falling down, then it could be a sign that we'll move down a little bit and accumulate a little bit more before moving upwards. We've built so much support around this area from this little retracement. I think it's hard for us to fall down further. So
yeah, and I'm going to go through a few fundamental reasons why I don't think we're going to see any significant pullback or even dip in at least in the near term. It's interesting seeing all this data and analytics come out because it can give you a good sort of indication of what the Bitcoin price is going to be doing in the near term. So first out from Lex Moskovsky, we can see here, speaking of leverage trades, we can see that it's warming up. And what this is a good indicator of is when traders and investors are getting more bullish on the Bitcoin sentiment. So the green here represents open leverage trades and how much leverage is being used. So when this goes high, it means that the Bitcoin price is going to be more volatile because people are leverage trading. People are getting liquidated in and out of prices. But it's a good indicator that sentiment is returning to very bullish. So we can see back in early February when we had that huge run upwards, it was insanely hot. And you can see it again, it's just getting warmed up again. So yeah, that's some interesting on-chain analytics coming out. It's a good judge of investor sentiment.
Do you think it will crash in the fall for 4 years? For 4 years, no. We will definitely crash, in my opinion, after the halving. It happens every time, and if market cycles and history tells you anything, then yes, we will see a pullback around the later half of this sort of cycle in the halving.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I don't think we're going to see any levels below like 20k. We're not going to see a giant pullback. It really depends on the highs that we hit, which is kind of projected to be around 300k by the end of the year.
Yeah, and how high we get. But I think what's completely changed the game is institutional investment. And institutional investment, they're not going to let the price fall to insane lows. Like with MicroStrategy, with Grayscale, with BlackRock, with Tesla, Square, PayPal, with all these huge tech companies buying up the Bitcoin price, they're going to prop it up. We're not going to see a huge bear market like we have in the past. I feel like there's so much sentiment that we're going to see a dip after 2021 until the next bull cycle, that we might see a sustained period of consolidation or a small pullback. But I don't see anything crazy like we have in the past, unless we go to some moonshot numbers like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Last time we hit an all-time high at around 19k, we had a pullback down to, I think the lowest it looks like was around 3,000, and that was an 84% pullback. If we do end up hitting the $300,000 mark, which is projected by a lot of the famous Bitcoin models, top cap model, stock to flow model, then that, and if we do another pullback of 83% like we saw last time, that indicates a price of around 45, which is nothing close to anything even in the 20s. So, you know, I don't think we're going to pull back down this far. Like Jamie said, he was talking, there's too many institutions buying up and so many retail investors coming onto it. I don't think we'll pull back that hard. But you know, if we did, it's still in the double digits, in the high double digits, and this will only go up as the price predictions go up and up. So
yeah, definitely. So I don't think we see a sustained pullback that we have in the past because of institutional investment and how it has completely changed the game.
Bitboy Crypto said he got hit hard until he thinks it can't go below 47. Yeah, his probably estimation is exactly what I just said. It's just like the same pullback that we saw last time based on the next peak. So another 83% pullback from the next peak.
Yeah, from now on, I don't think we'll ever see it go below 47k, and if it does, I would be loading the house. I'd be loading up hugely when it hits 47k. Here's some more fundamental on-chain data that I just wanted to go over. So we've seen 1.2 million Bitcoin move between 46.6k and 48.6k. When that amount of Bitcoin and volume gets moved in a certain price area, it creates either a huge area of resistance or a huge area of support. Because we've gone above it and broken through it, it's such a huge support level that I don't see us ever breaking down below it. And if it goes back to these levels, I'd feel very comfortable loading up even more onto it. Even though I'm so overweight in Bitcoin, I'd feel comfortable doing that. So,
Gavin Stacey said, when is the halving? The halving, roughly early 2021. Sorry, early 2022. It's not the halving date you want to look out for. That is important, but it's more the time scale between the halvings that you want to look at. So generally the peak in the Bitcoin cycle has been just before halfway between the halvings. So at about sort of, what is that, do you reckon 4/10 or something? 2/5?
Yeah.
4/10. Yeah, somewhere just before halfway between the halvings. And that's when we peak, and that's when we start to go down and go into accumulation. Kind of Bitcoin really starts to cool off. We go into this bottom band of the regression line. So look out for early 2021, early 2022, late 2021. That's the real date you want to be looking for.
It's honestly so for those that are new to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, it's honestly fascinating how similar each bull run and then the following bear cycle, how similar they are to each other. What if you plot the Bitcoin price on a log scale?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. A lot of analysts like Willy Woo think it's because I don't even know the explanation behind it.
It's just a systematic.
Yeah, it's so systematic.
But I think,
it's so impressive how identical it is every time.
Yeah, but I think it's because it's got to do with, I think the mining is predictable, the halving is predictable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of predictable variables that go into it. Just the institutions and stuff drew a massive crowd into it that makes it a little bit more unpredictable. But yeah, his justification for these kind of models making sense is that Bitcoin is a systematic asset that follows a price based on its kind of organic programming and its properties.
Yeah, I guess the mechanic nature. I mean, like, it was programmed to be that, so everyone knows the supply that's coming into the market.
Yeah. The tops. Everyone knows the top supply.
Everyone knows the tops. Yeah. So everyone knows the top supply. Like, compare it to some other assets like gold.
You can see every transaction as well. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's completely transparent. Everyone knows what it is. Compare it to gold. Who knows what gold they're going to find in the ground, where they're going to get it from, at what rate the mining picks up.
Yeah.
Like, compare it to other assets like silver. Like, yeah, it's so mechanic and rigid. That may be the explanation to why it's so similar every bull and bear run.
We're getting a lot of love on the music. Thanks Raul Makler and LCS Top 5.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We usually get hate for the music, but maybe I'll turn it up.
Yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Me and ShizoCrypto, his link's in the first in the description. He also does a lot of technical analysis on cryptocurrencies. He does a lot more altcoin stuff. I mainly focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But our background, we have about 5 years of equities, trading in equities experience. We both work in finance and have bachelors in finance as well. I've been trading for 5+ years now, 6 years now.
Yeah. Let me read what Ray's channel said. If it hits 100k, thought I'd take profits and pay off loan. 100%. Taking profits is never a bad thing to do. Don't never be scared to take profits. How I kind of trade is I swing trade a percentage of my portfolio and then just leave the rest in holding. So I'm always exposed to the risk of Bitcoin, but I'm still taking profits along the way and buying a bit lower and then accumulating more. That's just how I personally trade. You don't have to do that. You can just hold. You can still see amazing profits just holding. But I think I like to think that I watch the price a lot and analyze it enough to be able to swing trade a portion of it and accumulate a little bit more. But taking profits is never, especially at 100k. So
yeah, my advice, I trade a little bit differently. I have a long-term portfolio that I have Bitcoin that I will never sell, and then I have a trading portfolio, and it's just the way I've traded forever in terms of US equities, Australian equities. So I have a portion of Bitcoin and Ethereum that I'll never sell, and then I have a trading portfolio that I try and time with the market. And because it's so mechanical, you can have some varied success doing so and outperform doing so. But I enjoy having that safe, the long-term portfolio. I mean, fiat money's trash, so I think it's always good to have the best asset in a long-term portfolio. So yeah.
So what is it that the halving does to frighten people into jumping off? Is it the mining price and the incentive to mine is not enough? So essentially the halving is that for every block reward you get half the amount of Bitcoin, and it continues to half in every halving. It's just programmed into Bitcoin as when a certain amount of Bitcoin, new Bitcoin comes into the market, the reward's half. So that's essentially what the halving is.
I want to jump off this screen, so I just want to go over it. Let me know in chat if you also are into US equities, and you've been watching the sort of tech crash. Have you been watching that a bit over the last week?
No.
So all the big tech companies, so Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, they all sort of crashed over the last week. Like, I think Tesla was down 30-something% from its highs. And then just yesterday, last night, overnight, they all came back. Tesla was up, I think, 20% or something ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
It's because the yields on bonds rose. So, I don't know, people were taking money out of equities and putting it into there. But the reason I bring it up is because during this, and this was when we saw Bitcoin price pull back a bit, Bitcoin held up so well, I couldn't believe it. So in the past, and if you've been following the Bitcoin market or cryptocurrency market, as well as the equity markets, Bitcoin really closely tracks the US tech indices. And I couldn't believe how uncorrelated it was during this most recent crash. So even though we did see somewhat of a pullback, it held up incredibly well. And out from Lex Miskovsky, again, you can see these green bars are Bitcoin supply moving off of exchanges, and we saw that increase during the dip, which was incredible. It just shows the sentiment and conviction that investors in Bitcoin and investors have. So yeah, I don't know, I was so impressed, and we're continuing to see so much Bitcoin supply just get sucked off of exchanges that it's shocking. Like, Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, like, we're seeing all the exact same statistics come out where there's going to be a supply crisis, and like, it's going to be hard to get your hands on some Bitcoin because people are just refusing to sell. I think it's dawning on people how bad inflation is going to be for the next 5 to 10 years. This debt super cycle is coming to an end, and no one wants to give up their assets that are appreciating against it, and Bitcoin is the best asset to be holding. So
coming back on my question, will you liquidate all alts except Bitcoin and Ethereum? If so, will you keep money in stablecoins and fiat? I'm assuming that's when the halving bear market comes. Let me just scroll up a bit. Is that what you're talking about? ICUS. Would you be kind enough to detail your exit strategy percent? My exit strategy, like we said, I've got Bitcoin that I always leave. I'm never selling. I'm holding onto that until the day I die. I'm not going to be selling a portion of my Bitcoin and Ethereum, and maybe a few alts depending on how they go over the next few years. Something like Chainlink, Polkadot, Uniswap. I think they're going to be doing really well in the long-term future. But you know, as I said, I always trade a portion of my portfolio here and there. I swing trade my Bitcoin, Ethereum, but even in the bear market, I will be holding a portion of my portfolio.
Yeah, 100%.
But you know, yeah.
From Antos, sell right now or wait? I think you would have to be crazy to sell right now, if I'm honest.
Definitely, this is such a critical level for Bitcoin. We looks like we've just been testing the 55k mark again. We are trying to really blast through it and moon. If we do get past it to about the 56 level, I think the sky's the limit and we will be moving up. So just wait for confirmation that we actually have started moving upwards in the form of, you know, these key levels around the 55k mark and above. So, you know, just watch the charts over the next few days.
And yeah, we were talking about the stock to flow model before. If you guys don't follow this stock to flow model, I would definitely keep an eye on it.
Oh no way, we got crypto head in chat.
We have Crypto Head.
On my chat.
Oh, okay, sick, awesome.
Hey, Crypto Head.
Welcome. If you guys don't check out the stock to flow Bitcoin model, is 100%. I would keep an eye on it. So the guy that created it is Twitter user Plan B. It's this anonymous guy, and this model has been the most accurate predictor of the Bitcoin price in the past. Like, it's followed it so accurately, it's almost unbelievable. What it's based on is halving events. So every about 4 years, the mining reward halves, and that splits in half the amount of Bitcoin supply coming into the market. And the stock to flow model, it's a way to value various assets such as gold, silver, platinum, anything with a fixed supply coming into the market. You can value it using stock to flow. So the first stock to flow model that he created has a $100,000 Bitcoin price target by December this year. So keep that in mind. But he went on to create a second stock to flow model, the cross asset model, which improved upon it and incorporated all these other assets such as gold. And in 2021, so in the past it's been following the first stock to flow model very accurately, but right now we're outrunning it. And the second one that he's created, the stock to flow cross asset model, which I'll pull up for you now, it's in 2021 it's been following it even more accurate, and that predicts I think a $220,000 Bitcoin by December this year. Let me just reconfirm that, but off the top of my head, that's what it is. Yeah, by the end of this year, looking at $250,000 Bitcoin price. So, look, if you're not following the stock to flow models, it's definitely one to keep an eye on. I used to trade off the first stock to flow model because it's a great indicator to see when the Bitcoin prices ran too hard, or if it's overheated, and I would be keeping an eye on now the stock to flow cross asset model, just because we're tracking it more close this year, and it has a higher it has, like, we're tracking it better. So yeah.
Someone asked me what I think of AMP. I'm just gonna quickly take a look at that.
For sure.
What I'll be ranked 229. This is not. I've been got into this bait. Thanks to Crypto Badger, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Crypto Badger. I didn't even know you could. Is that a donation?
I think so. We didn't even know.
We didn't even know that could do. So thank you so much for that. I like the flat line in May. August, October should be hot, 100%. So what everyone is predicting, like all the analysts in the space, we're talking like Max Kaiser, Willy Woo, Raoul Paul, Michael Saylor, and the two biggest Bitcoin pricing models, the stock to flow and stock to flow X model. They're all predicting the end of the year to just go absolutely bonkers. So, and when everyone thinks that, generally it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that does happen. So yeah, I think the back end of this year is just going to be nuts. So yeah, cool.
So just answering this guy's question about AMP. So honestly, this AMP is a 229 coin. I don't know anything about it. I usually steer clear from a lot of these tiny coins that are kind of outside the top 100. Majority, both of us only really trade cryptos that we really like in the top sort of 50. I think when it goes down below that mark, it gets really risky with projects that are kind of trying to pump and then dump, and then they don't really have any use case behind them, or any good socials, or any good any good like links to other companies, or any good partnerships. So you really want a crypto with a good backbone that's not going to potentially just pump and dump, and then the owners scatter and then take the money for themselves. So, you know, be really cautious. But if you think it's a good crypto, then by all means invest in it. I've been wrong before with these cryptos outside to 100, and I've also been right. So it's just a lot more risky that I don't really like to expose myself to.
Crypto is predicting a top of 400k in December time.
When doesn't he?
Do you guys follow Crypto a lot? I don't want to talk bad about another cryptocurrency channel, and I've seen a few of his videos, but not a lot. And he does seem like a cool dude, but I feel like, and it almost, I don't know if irresponsible is a word that I want to use, but having these insane moonshot Like BitBoy Crypto is notorious for doing it as well, but putting out these insane moonshot figures. So like $1 million+ Bitcoin. I've saw like $100,000 Ethereum, all this stuff. I don't know. It's just interesting. So I have a much more I'd say conservative Bitcoin price prediction. I think it's a foregone conclusion that we see $100,000 by the end of the year. But I won't say anything higher than that. I think there's a good chance that we do go higher than that. But I want to be and like being conservative, that's still a 2x from here. And I think we'll all be happy with 100k Bitcoin. But I think, to be conservative and with, I don't want to give these moonshots. That's why on the channel, I like to consider a lot of bear cases as well. So I like to analyze what Peter Schiff is saying, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Michael Burry. Like a lot of the crypto space likes to trash on these sort of older investors. But I think it's definitely worth at least considering their opinions.
What do you guys think would be a new entry point for the long position? Just wait for that confirmation above the 55 line. That's what I can tell you. We're seeing a bit of resistance at this 55 mark, which is pretty obvious. There's key levels in the past, and there's also a lot of volume that was traded around that area. So just wait for the confirmation to around 56, and then I think at around that level we'll really be seeing the moon. And if we're kind of moving around 56 for a while, then we start moving upwards, potentially by the end of the week. I'm not too sure. Twitter links are working. I'll update that. Guys, how's the Zilliqa chart looking? We can look at that in a bit.
We'll jump into
let's just see what's going over here.
I just want
There's so many comments. I'm trying to keep up with all of them.
I just want to talk about these moonshot predictions. Someone said Crypto made me thousands of pounds with his trade recommendations.
Nice.
And don't get me wrong, he has such.
I'm sure he's an amazing trader. Yeah.
No, he has such a huge following because he is a good trader.
Yeah.
And he
Head and
does
shoulders
have.
Always.
He has.
He loves it.
He loves his head and shoulders, but like he is a good trader, and he puts out good buy and sell alerts. I just want to stress the importance of like don't leverage up on insane price targets that random cryptocurrency channels that are giving you these moonshot opinions. Like always trade from a position of strength and safety. So my recommendation is to not play around with leverage unless you're very experienced, and to only put enough money in that you're not going to get emotional about it. So if you see it dip 50%, 60%, like you're not going to get emotional about it. So
guys, and Bitcoin is already, and crypto is already volatile enough. If you want to leverage, by all means go for it, but is it necessary? Potentially, if you're really bullish on a case, if you're leverage trading every single trade, I think you might be doing something wrong. But if you're leverage trading every now and then, I think there's a lot of value to that. Cardano to the moon. Cardano to the moon. Is that a misspell? 100K. Are you guys staking ZIL? Yes, I am staking ZIL, of course.
Yeah, never trade using emotions, 100%. So.
Yeah.
That is where you'll lose money, and the best way to be trading and investing on emotions is putting in more money than you're willing to lose, or that it physically hurts. And I think we've all been there, especially early in my trading and investing career, putting in more money than you're willing to see dip or lose. That's the best way to get emotional about your trades. That's when you're going to lose the most amount of money, is when you stop using logic, stop using your head, and just get overwhelmed with emotions. So
yeah, you just need to be a bit apathetic about it and kind of see them as numbers on a screen. No one really wants to lose money, so the argument of don't put in more than you're willing to lose. That's kind of ranges on person to person. So
yeah, leverage is suicide if you're uneducated. I agree. Like guys. What we could be witnessing is the biggest wealth creation event in our lifetimes.
Are we doing a cup and handle? Someone said we're doing a cup and handle, and I can see it.
Yeah, it actually is. This could be the biggest wealth creation event of our lifetime, and don't waste it or ruin it by leverage trading and then getting liquidated out of your position because of a 5% drop or something like that.
How do you add stuff when it's full screen?
Yeah. So yeah, like don't let this opportunity blow you by just because I don't know. Like if you're experienced, 100% jump into leverage trading and you can make a lot of money. But if you're not, like I would stay away from it.
We could pump in the next few minutes, honestly, and then we could actually start to break through and see a buy signal.
Yeah, so
I
everyone,
won't be buying right now. I'm just going to be watching for a little bit until we actually see confirmation.
yeah, everyone. Everyone's asking when's a good time to buy. What we're looking for is a convincing break above 55k, and then the sky's the limit. I think we smashed through the all-time high, and then yeah, I think 60k is in sight.
What a time to be alive!
Yeah, what a time to be alive. And how cool is this that, I don't know, we can just watch charts with so many like-minded people. Everyone's making money at the moment. Spirits are high. It's awesome. It's the biggest wealth creation event that we will witness. And let's not kid ourselves, you're still early. So
we should keep figures conservative if prices move above. Well, more reason to celebrate. How do you start? How much do you invest? Let us know. Well, we run a small business outside of our jobs. It kind of is our job. Other than just doing YouTube here and there, we kind of put all our cash reserve from that into Bitcoin.
Yeah, so initially,
so it's not really our money that we've invested. We're kind of investing through our cash deposits of our business.
It's in the in the six figures plus. To give you guys an idea, if you combined our personal crypto portfolios, plus our small business, which we only have part ownership in. So yeah, for the people that are new in chat or that haven't been to a stream before, because we haven't streamed for a while, in September last year, we saw Square and PayPal convert their entire cash balance sheet into Bitcoin, and it blew our minds. We had all this cash. It's a high cash flow business, and we were generating so much cash, and it was just sitting in our bank account doing nothing. And I remember looking at commodity prices and seeing the projections of what inflation was going to be, and as soon as we saw the Square and PayPal buy, it blew our minds. Like, it seemed like such a perfect solution to put your money into an asset that's going to appreciate against the dying fiat money. So guys, that gives you an idea.
Someone mentioned Phantom, and this is a crypto I am really interested in, but I haven't really had the time to do my research in it. It's recently blasted into the top 100. It's right now at rank 69. Have you heard of Phantom before?
I have heard of Phantom, yeah.
I think we were speaking about it the other day while we were here. This is one I want to look at more. Can you guys give me a rundown on what Phantom actually is?
Yeah, if you guys want us to talk about any altcoins,
let us know any ones in the top 100. We probably won't know many out of the top 100, let alone a lot of them. We know majority of the ones in the top 100, but outside, it's getting a little bit far out of our reach.
Yeah. So
I know a few yield farming projects and kind of more dexes, but other than that, not too many.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys, so in terms of altcoins, I'm not sure about your personal portfolio at the moment, but I'm about 90% in just Bitcoin and Ethereum. And look, I think some altcoins are going to outperform percentage-wise, but the majority of my money is parked in there because I think they're the safest and have the best risk to return ratio towards the future, but still have 10%. Look, I think it's fun to invest in altcoins, and that there are some that are going to outperform and out-return percentage-wise. So yeah, thoughts on BNB? That is one I just sold last night. I held in my personal portfolio a lot of Zilliqa and BNB as well. So those were the two major altcoins that I was holding. What about you?
The major altcoins?
Or like what percentage your portfolio is looking like, what altcoins you're holding?
I'm holding... What have I got? I've got around 35% Bitcoin, 35%, it's more like 40% Ethereum. I want to hold a bit more Ethereum for Ethereum's update, and I kind of want to be exposed to that. I think...
So you have a higher percentage in Ethereum than Bitcoin at the moment. Yeah. That's interesting.
Especially with NFTs and DeFi exploding with the new update in Ethereum. Ethereum is really going to slingshot a lot of the DeFi and decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. I want to be exposed to that when that comes out, so I'm really excited for that to come out. For my last few percentage, I hold, I think around. So I've said I have 75% of my portfolio is Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think I've got around 20% in Zilliqa. I'm pretty sure I got 20% in Zilliqa.
20% in Zilliqa. That's a high conviction. Yeah.
Hey, Kirsten.
Our probably our highest conviction. Our highest conviction altcoin pick is Zilliqa. But having said that, I'm about 90% Bitcoin, Ethereum, just because I think there's so much upside, and the risk to reward. Coming from equities trading, it's all about the risk, and I just like the risk to reward on Bitcoin and Ethereum too much.
Definitely. Altcoins is about getting in early. For me personally, it's a sub penny. I disagree. I think it's good to get in altcoins once they kind of got a following, and you might miss that 50 or 100
initial huge.
Yeah, but how many of those are going to be 50 to 100x? I'd rather take a 10x that I have as a much higher. Sure, 10x is still insane gains. Like, you don't need to get the 50 out. The 10x is still insane gains that has a much higher chance of actually hitting. That's why I like to invest in the top 100 coins. There's still so many, like look at Kusama, for example. That just hit $300, and my price prediction for halfway through this year was 250. So coins like that just have huge potential to explode up to 5 times and that sort of thing. So that's why I kind of invest in these top 100 coins that I know have got good partnerships, good socials, good followings, good projects, good roadmaps, and actually hitting the stuff that they say they're going to hit. So, doing the stuff that they've said they're going to do in their roadmap and actually hitting it on time. So,
look, if you're looking at altcoins outside the top 200, I would liken it very much to investing in penny stocks on whatever market, on the US market, on the Australian market, on whatever market that you're investing in. You might be able to find the needle in the haystack that's going to 1,000x, 2,000x, 10,000x. But a lot of the time, it's going to do a whole lot of nothing, and a lot of the time, it's going to smoke bomb as well. So look, do a lot of, when you're investing, especially in these really small altcoins outside the top 200, just do a lot of research on it, and really have, really know the project, what they're trying to achieve, what problems they're solving, and why it's a superior pick to whatever it's trying to do.
Exactly, guys. An example is kind of like the swipe card. It's a good project in theory. You get a credit card you can spend your cryptos on, but who is spending their cryptos? That's just my personal opinion on those sort of projects. And sorry if we miss your messages. We're getting a lot through both of our chats, and most of these messages are kind of bigger conversations than they are in a sentence. So Sid, shout out Sid Gandhi.
Sid Gandhi, welcome to the stream. Good to see you.
Shout out LCS Top 5. Have you heard of Goose Finance? I have. Yes, I really like Goose Finance.
Interesting one.
That is one of the cryptos out of the top 200 that I do have a bit of money in.
Yes.
I'm kind of slowly phasing out of those high yield farming projects. So.
Yeah, so there's an interesting strategy. If you guys follow altcoins, a lot of yield farming, and a lot of the projects, even down to what are they outside the top 500 even?
Well, let's see what
outside top 1,000 coins.
PancakeSwap's one of them. Pancake's top 20.
Yeah, but what you can do with a lot of these smaller projects, and I've
rank 364 now. So.
364. So yeah, outside the top 250, they have insane rewards for staking their tokens. So I've seen people making between $1,000 to $2,000 in passive income
per day
from staking them, which is insane. It's incredibly impressive. The only thing is, the risk that comes along with that is why I generally stay away from it. But look, it's still a interesting strategy, and look, they're doing it, and it's super impressive. And I think even the capital upside of the underlying coin will probably go up in the altcoins. So look, it could work out.
Yeah. How long are you guys planning on holding? We mentioned the halving earlier. We usually see kind of a bear market and slump into a bit of consolidation for a while, just around before the halfway point between two halvings, which lines up to be around early 2021. So that point is when all the big Bitcoin models are planned to enter into another bear market. So if history teaches you anything, it's that. ZilSwap is at an early stage, still great returns from. ZilSwap is exploding. ZilSwap is still going up and up. So yeah. Definitely less risky.
Zil just made position 50. Yeah, I just checked it out because that would be impressive. It did break 50 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's sitting at 55 right now. But yeah, if you guys want an interesting altcoin pick, Zilliqa is very interesting. So it's sitting at 55, and the staking rewards are insane across a lot of wallets. It's a nice passive income. It's not locked up after you do the initial 14 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zilliqa, keeping a close look, keeping a closer eye on Zilliqa. Greed loses to loss, but without using emotions.
I got another $5 donation from Jeff H. Ulrich. Just read it. Is Bitcoin going to pull back to 53K-ish before breaking up past yesterday's high?
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of questions about, someone said Bitcoin's a double top, Bitcoin's headed back to 44K. I could not disagree more.
I think we could.
I don't think
we could.
I don't think we could. And this is why. So what we're watching right now is if it convincingly breaks through 55K, it's pretty much blue skies ahead. There's been pretty much no volume moved above it. I think the all-time high will fall closely behind it, and then 60K behind that. But why I don't think it falls back to, what did he say, 42K?
Yeah. Oh, maybe not 42, maybe around the 44.
44? I want to pull up this data just one more time.
D-Man said 40K soon. Who's D-Man?
I'm not sure who D-Man is, said 40K soon. The amount of support that was that is at the 47K level, just based off the amount of Bitcoin that was moved between 46.6K and 48.6K. This is good on-chain data. If it dips down to below to the 47K level, I would be very confident in loading up the truck on Bitcoin again, just because there's so much volume that's been moved there, and all the data and on-chain data that I'm seeing come out is all bullish. So yeah, I don't see it dipping to 42K or even dipping back down there. So yeah,
there's a lot of resistance at the 52K level, but we've broken through numbers like this time and time again. The last bull run, we broke through way bigger numbers than this. This is a different case. This is kind of more like a super cycle, so with institutional retail money. But it's been done before. There's still a possibility. I think we'll move up. I still think that there's a possibility that we go down. That's why, I've said it in the stream earlier, I'm waiting for confirmation above that 55 level before I make any more trades. But
yeah,
if we do start to move down and the fear starts to kick in, and all the people that have been, buying the dip because everyone told them to, that are still in that sort of early stage and buying cryptos and start to sell them, we could move down a little bit more. I don't think we go below, I'm going to say, what level is this? Around I don't think we go below 50K.
50K, yeah.
It is possible we do, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, so to answer Jeff, your question, thank you for the donation. That's awesome. We didn't even realize you could donate before this stream.
I don't even know you didn't even know you can
donate. Yeah, but that's awesome. To see it pull back to 53K-ish, what we're watching is if it convincingly breaks through 55K, it's blue skies ahead. If it doesn't, and it looks like it's consolidating and even breaking down a little bit now, but we'll have to watch it a bit closer, a pullback to 53K-ish is entirely possible. As it approaches 47K, I would get increasingly more confident to be loading up on it then, but I don't even think it gets as low as that. So,
hey guys, do you think the moon is a fraud? I don't know what that is. Where do you stake ZIL?
We stake it in different places. So I stake it on Atomic Wallet just because it was easy, and they offer
good returns.
I think 17% per year.
I've got a bit of my money in Atomic and a bit in Zilacracy, just because they utilize it. They utilize it differently. If you want to see exactly what you're doing with staking, you can watch my video on Zilliqa staking. I explain what the different locations do and how you can stake. I recommend you stake. So yeah, go check out that video if you're holding Zilliqa and you haven't been staking it. Damn. D-Man is the GOAT Telegram trader. Oh, yeah. Is that guy? Okay.
How much?
So I'm interested. We're going to be going down.
I'm interested for all the people in chat. Do you guys use Telegram? Because I see all the crypto channels pumping it out. I've never used Telegram ever. I know what it is, but I just personally don't use it. But it feels like cryptocurrency. Like everyone loves Telegram. So let me know if you use Telegram.
Yours is on Trezor. What's on Trezor?
I think he's talking about his Zilliqa that he's staking is on Trezor, that he's holding.
How can you stake it through Trezor? I don't think you can stake
Maybe
it
he's just
Trezor.
Holding his
I don't think you can. Trezor doesn't support it. Anyway, let me know what you mean, Ray Channel.
Oh, I do know the Moon. I do know the Moon YouTube channel.
Oh.
I'm not in a position to say if he's a scam or not. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to do some deep dives on that.
Grab all the GZIL you can until October with the Zilliqa. Yep, if you're staking ZIL, GZIL is the most important part of staking. So it's the percentage, the good percentage returns on top of that GZIL. So yeah, if you are staking and planning on selling, don't sell the GZIL you earn.
Ken1D, how do you get on-chain data? And great question, because if you are if you're trading any sort of Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, like a lot of it's going to follow the trends of Bitcoin. So it's great to get this on-chain data and to be analyzing it and to be seeing what the sentiment are, to be seeing if supply is moving onto exchanges, to see if it's moving off of exchanges, how much leverage trading is going on. So there's a few traders that I follow. Lex Moskovsky is one of them. Michael Van de Pop's a great one. If you follow Glassnode on Twitter, they put out a lot of charts, and Plan B as well. So it's just finding the people. Here's two, Raphael Schultz-Kraft and Lex Moskovsky. Plan B on Twitter, Glassnode's on Twitter. They release a lot of on-chain data, and it's great to be keeping an eye on. And here we can see the Bitcoin. Look, it tested 55k a few times, and it looks like it's pulling back. So I think 53k in the short term is very possible. Going back to Jeff's question before.
So much scamming on Telegram. Yep, and fudding. A lot of both on Telegram. I don't use Telegram either. I don't even bother.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Y'all seem pretty close-minded and blinded by us, but only seeing upside with. I actually said that I think we could go down to the 40s. I think there's a pretty good chance that we could. I just think that we will go up. So
yeah, fair enough. All the data and analytics that are coming out it's all bullish. So why would we see downside when everything's saying upside? Yeah, until that changes, where our sentiment's not going to change. But yeah, it is good to consider bear case scenarios and any perspectives that are bear case. So that's why we go over a lot of them on the channel.
Real quick, guys, we've got Jamie True here and ShizoCrypto. Subscribe to both our channels. We'll be live streaming as often as we can.
Yeah, we put out a lot of videos, but we'll try and do as many live streams as we can, because there's just so much going on in the crypto markets to cover, and it's good to sit down once in a while and just cover it all in one.
Not sure if Coinbase Pro would be safe to let coins sit. No, spend some of your profits on a Trezor or a hardware wallet. That's my recommendation. That's what I did. I spent, I just bought a hardware wallet and I'm letting it sit on that. So for my long term, how high will ETH go in 1 to 2 weeks? We can do some ETH technical analysis. I haven't really pulled up any charts on it. I've still got all this on it for some reason from ages ago.
I'm really bullish on ETH in the short term, and I think it might outperform.
I'm just really excited
Bitcoin.
to see how. I think it could outperform Bitcoin, especially with the new, with the scalability solution coming out. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, I actually like this. So on the 5-minute chart, we're seeing a bit of a dip, but I want to be loading up on ETH. So the lower it goes in the short term, I kind of like that. So a few reasons to be bullish on Ethereum, and we'll go over our price predictions in just a few minutes. But they recently brought their scaling solution forward a few months on their roadmap.
Yeah.
So
coming out this month.
Oh, it's coming out this month, so they brought it real forward.
Yeah.
And that's going to help with gas fees, transaction times, the clog network.
And we know Ethereum is pretty much all DeFi right now, and there's so much. I think it's 97% DeFi transactions right now. So if that says anything about the DeFi space and how bullish it's going to be when Ethereum does fix its transaction time and fees, and that's why I think it's going to go up. And I don't know how much price action the NFTs are causing, but I assume they're causing something due to how expensive they are and how many people are actually buying them, and just an insane market. So
yeah, but a few reasons to be bullish on Ethereum in the short term. And this is, I don't want to offend any Cardano or Polkadot people, because I am bullish on those projects as well as Zilliqa. And I think a lot of these smart contract platforms, they can coexist in a crypto ecosystem together, and they can all have their place. But I don't think any of them are going to dethrone Ethereum this bull run or in like the next few years at all. And the reasons being is all these applications are being built on Ethereum. And the entire NFT market is entirely based off of Ethereum. So you have all this foundational network built on Ethereum, and it's gotten to a point where it's so sort of locked in with its foundation that I don't see that changing in the near future. Yeah. Like these other projects, Polkadot and Cardano, have so much foundational work and groundwork to go in terms of getting applications built,
All these cryptos are still in development.
Smart contracts, yeah, they're still in development.
Cardano just released its smart contract, so if that says anything about their development.
Yeah.
Another $5. Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome. I think it would take several dips before Bitcoin could get back to the 40s. I think there's too much bullish momentum to allow any dips before 60k. Definitely, yeah. We've Michael Saylor has been buying every Bitcoin you've been selling, so, and so have the institutions. So, yeah, I agree. I agree with what Jeff said. When you say we need to see Bitcoin convincingly break 55k, is there a certain time candle you're looking for that confirmation? I watched the 4 hour and then go down to the 2 hour. I don't really like to look at anything below that. Sometimes the 1 hour, if I can see, some harsh resistance or support to see how much volumes we're trading in that area. I usually never go down below 1 hour. I never look at the 5 or 10 minutes. It's good to look out on a live stream just so we can all watch it together. But if I'm doing a proper analysis, I'll look at the 2 hours or the 4 hours mainly.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Because price can move up and down. You can be watching in the 1 minute graph. It'll be going
up, exactly.
Crazy, up, down, up, down, up, down. You want to see the big momentum swings.
Honestly, anything lower than the 4 hour, it's just so much short term noise.
Yeah, definitely.
That is, yeah, it's not even worth looking at because like you can't base anything really of value off anything. In my opinion,
if the prices do surge
chart.
Really fast though, you have to go down a bit to the 2 hour or the 1 hour just to see where it kind of staggered a bit, to see if you can see like a flagpole movement or something like that, or see if you can see Fibonacci movements. Because if we are going to price discovery, you have to be looking at, I personally think you have to be looking at Fibonacci movements. That's just how I trade. That's how I like to look if the price is still going up. And with momentum swings and EMAs on the smaller time charts, you just have to be looking at that to see where the price is going to go in the short term.
Yeah, definitely.
But, if you're looking at long-term movements, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week.
Yeah, so the reason we put we normally do the 5 minute or 15-minute chart when we're watching it on stream, that's simply because it's more entertaining. It's not interesting having a standstill 4 hour chart.
We aren't 15-minute.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not trying to do any technical analysis on the 1 minute chart or anything like that. It's all short-term noise, but it's much more entertaining to have as a sort of background to conversation when we're streaming. So yeah.
No worries, Michael. Thanks for having you in here.
Yeah.
Too many stupid spams on Telegram groups. It's all FUD. Telegram. I actually did see one. And it was all FUD. The VWAP is headed to the upside. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so Jeff, I 100% agree. Several dips, and there's too much bullish data coming out, and the institutions are a game changer. So yeah, I don't see a significant drop outside of some black swan event or some fundamental news that we don't expect before Bitcoin's dropping back into the 40s.
It looks like we're getting rejected again around the 50 level. Hopefully we keep channeling in this area between 52.5 and 55. I'm just saying the numbers because you don't have it up on your screen, but just so you guys know where the channels I'm looking at are.
Do you want to pull it up on mine? Do you want to switch spots?
Let me quickly change this. I mean, yeah, I could talk about it for a while actually.
Yeah, if you want to pull up the indicators. We'll switch. Grant's going to do some quick technical analysis. Before we switch spots, someone said, what is your Ethereum price prediction? So yeah, just touching on Ethereum one last time. I think we see $5,000 to $6,000 towards the back end of this year. And that's just based off the network effect. The way I'm correlating it off is I'm looking, and we hit an all-time high the other day, and we're going to continue to hit all-time highs, was the amount of Ethereum wallet addresses that had over 0 Ethereum hit an all-time high. And generally, I mean, always pretty much the price has been correlated with the amount of wallet addresses. So I imagine it's going to go higher.
Is now a good time to buy? If Bitcoin does head up to around the 56 zone, I think that'll be a good indicator we moved upward based on past movements, past recent movements. Now I'd just be watching a bit for confirmation above our zone. But other than that, hold on guys, just give me 2 seconds.
Buy the dip because the Senate's going to pass a $1.9 trillion bill today. Yeah, it's an interesting one. $1.9 trillion Senate bill being passed. Would you say that has been baked into the price already? You would logically say yes, but the trend I've seen switching from equities into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is that a lot of the time the like big news events aren't baked into the cryptocurrency price until like a long time in the future. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Are you just pulling it up from your screen?
VWAP is heading $5. Thanks to the Crypto Badger. We're getting a few donations. We did not know this was even possible, to be honest.
But we appreciate it.
This is my Bitcoin model that I had open on my stream. I've just opened it up on Jamie's stream just to give you guys because I've been talking this whole time about my Bitcoin model and my kind of channels that I've been mentioning, and whenever anyone's asking about any Bitcoin price movement in the short term, and this is what I'm talking about. So if you can see here, this was sort of our large volume that we needed to break above the 50k level, and we broke above it right here. These candles kind of surges up, and now we're kind of bouncing in between the 52.5 and the 55k. I am waiting for confirmation of us breaking above. This one was not confirmation. We had one candle and then a sell-off and come straight back down. That's why I look at the 2-hour chart, because I can see that was just a 2-hour sell-off that kind of went up for a little bit and then came back down. These aren't necessarily support or resistances. They just divide up.
Do you want to full screen it?
How do I do that?
Oh, just hit the...
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that actually does look a lot better. These sort of channels don't really indicate it. They do indicate support and level on a rough scale, but support and resistance on a rough scale, but they're more to show the different locations of volume orders. So as you can see, this one here, there was a bit of noise in here, and then once we break up through here and we see a breakout up to about 56, then I think that we could just keep projecting upwards, because there's not much resistance or any sort of important values for anyone to be looking at around this area, because there's not many trades that have been made around here.
Yeah. That's
just my personal opinion. I don't base it off anyone else. I do my own analysis on these sort of things. You can agree or disagree, but this is just how I trade, and I've been successful so far. So I don't actually think I've ever actually spoken about that on stream before. But yeah, there you guys go.
Yeah, VWAP headed to the positive side on the 4-hour. Money flows back in the green. We headed to 58 before 52. I agree with you, and I think we are. The only thing I want to see is a convincing break of the 55k, and then I think it's a foregone conclusion. And then I think the all-time high, and then 60k is very soon after that. When does the US wake up? Anyone from the US? I think US trading opens really late, so I think the US is just opening up now. Let's see what happens when the US wakes up, and what they do to the market. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Legit Killer says 78,000 by end of month. That's very similar to Max Kaiser, who has, not in terms of models, but in terms of analysts, has been the most accurate predictor of the Bitcoin price. He has a 77k short-term target, and he is he's been the most accurate in the past, and he raised his 65k to 77k. So if we break that, if we break the 55k, I think, yeah, it's all in sight.
Just remind you guys, it's ShizoCrypto, and we got Jamie Tree here. We're streaming on Jamie's channel and my channel. Go subscribe to Jamie, and go subscribe to me. My channel will be in the description, unless you're watching on my channel. Thank you for the... So US not open yet.
Yeah, no, the US stock market opens in 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
And I think Ken1D said that is looking to open green. If we have another big surge in the techs again today, I think Bitcoin follows closely. You made a point before that Bitcoin closely follows US equities, and in the past it generally has, until we saw the huge dip. Bitcoin dipped a little bit, but all the on-chain data that I was seeing was institutions buying up, whales buying up, and Bitcoin move into cold storage, and it held up incredibly well compared to all the big tech companies, which was so bullish to see. Like, that's sick. 3 hours and 15 minutes to opens. Yeah, so I think what the...
we'll be around for then, don't worry. We won't be around for then.
We won't be around. So we're from Sydney, Australia. In 3 hours, it's going to be 1 a.m. And we have work tomorrow, so I don't think we'll be around by then. But when the US wakes up, I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor. When the market opens, and how the day plays out. I think that'll be the deciding factor if we convincingly break the 55k and where the price is headed from then on.
So someone said buy TSX. Open up coin market cap. Let's have a look at what TSX is. This one. TSX. What happened this night? Big correction. Limon Fu said what happened this night? Big correction. What night?
It's not even coming up, so
it's not coming up.
It must be a tiny
Where
coin.
do you buy TSX? Uniswap, PancakeSwap? Is it a IFO or this night at 60? Cosmos. So sorry, we haven't actually addressed Cosmos on Matic. They're a bridge between all platforms. Sorry, we haven't. I've actually seen it come through a few times. iCust 007. Not very well versed. I don't know much about Cosmos or Matic. I know Cosmos is a huge coin, mate. Scroll down. It's like
big up from London. Welcome from London.
Bitcoin bandits from Newtown.
Bitcoin bandits from Newtown.
Why Newtown?
That's sick.
Why Newtown?
Newtown, Australia. That's sick.
Toronto. Hey, that's cool. Big up from London.
Toronto.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. I don't know. The streaming is so cool because there's so many people that are like-minded and that are watching the same charts and the same price action, and we can all come together and I don't know, watch the biggest wealth creation event ever. So yeah, it's really cool. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, if you could drop a like on the live stream and if you could subscribe. I put out daily content and we're going to start streaming a lot more. It helps out the channel so much. I hate shilling the subscribe, but it helps out the channel so much. So yeah, would appreciate a like and a subscription. We're pretty much throwing all our time into our channels at the moment. So yeah, would appreciate that. Thanks guys.
iCast, I'll put some more research into it for my next stream and I'll give my full opinion on it. I only really trade the cryptos that I like and I kind of read news about other ones. So I actually did own Ocean for a little bit, not for very long though. I just traded that massive swing and then sold. I know Ocean is a decent crypto. I'm still waiting to see what else is coming out. Greetings from the Netherlands.
That's we have California, Poland,
exciting, I must say.
Everyone. Big up our cousins down under London here. It's interesting. I always read on like various cryptocurrency forums or in live streams. Everyone talks about like the US waking up and Europe waking up and China waking up. No one ever talks about Australia waking up. Like, why does no one care when we wake up and we're buying the Bitcoin price? we're moving the markets down here as well.
PRX Exchange DeFi NFT launching coin to surge low cap 1.2 million under the radar. I'll have a look at it. I'm gonna take a photo though.
Greetings from Germany. Welcome.
Long Island, New York here. Oh, nice. Wait, Long Island?
Long Island, New York. That's awesome.
Isn't it Long Island in Cali?
No, Long Island's
Long Island
on East Coast. Yeah.
Is it really? Griffey? Long Beach. He's Long Beach.
He's Long Beach.
Don't worry.
I used to. I actually did a lot of finance courses.
Hashtag schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, you mean? Schizophrenia does not sound like a good word.
I used to, for all the US guys, I did a lot of finance courses at the HODLing finance school at the University of Tennessee. I did that for a year. So I used to live in the US, right in the middle of trading. So yeah, a lot of indecisiveness at these levels. That's 100%. So we've been streaming for what, nearly an hour and a half now, and we're just seeing if it's going to break the 55k mark, and it's so indecisive.
Art Patrons said you mentioned Bitcoin charts you follow, Glassnode, Plan B, who else? The regression bands is another good one. It's not adding anything fancy. It's literally just putting it to logarithmics, putting the y-axis to logarithmic scale, and then kind of putting bands over the that line up with the peaks. It's really just based off historical data, but it's still important to look at.
In terms of, I would keep it, if I'm sure you already do, but the stock to flow, both of them, I used to trade off them, especially the first one, to see when Bitcoin was running too hot or when was a good time to buy. And now the stock to flow cross asset model is a good one. Because we're tracking that one a bit better in 2021. But yeah, Plan B is a insanely useful resource for on-chain data that's coming out. And yeah, it's great to keep an eye on. Someone says it's because Australia currency doesn't move the markets. Yeah, it doesn't move it at all. The Australian, I think if every Australian Bitcoin holder sold, it wouldn't move it at all.
You know what? I get a lot of comments on my video is, are you trading, hello, are your prices in AUD or USD? Please disclose. Why would I be talking in Australian prices on my videos? I don't know why anyone would be doing that if they're from any country other than the US. It doesn't make any sense to be talking about my price predictions in the AUD.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
yeah, to clear up anything, we're always talking because the currency of the world, that's so funny. The currency of the world is the USD. So any price predictions that we're making, any charts that we're following, and anytime we talk about it in videos or streams, we're talking about the US dollar cryptocurrencies. We're talking about cryptocurrencies in terms of US dollars, not Australian. The Australian dollar is worth about 80% of the US dollar, so throw it out of whack. And the majority of our viewers are from Europe and the US, so.
G'day, mate.
Yeah.
Is it okay to sell if it hits 55k? I'd be watching. It's really high, so it's always okay to take profits. I've kind of been taking profits up on these runs, especially on Ethereum. I've been taking profits and buying back at the dip when after I sell it. At 55k, it depends when you bought it at. If you just bought it, I'd say hold it for a little bit longer. Just watch its price action over the next couple of days or hours. You know, if you make good profits, sell some. If you think it's going to drop, and then buy back a little bit lower. Don't sell at all. I'd say it's always good to be exposed to at least a little bit of Bitcoin in your portfolio.
Let's talk
in the rupee.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do all my price predictions in rupees from now on.
maybe that's what a lot of these.
What is Bitcoin worth in rupees?
I mean, maybe that's what a lot of these
guys. Bitcoin just hit 4 million rupees.
Wow, yeah, Bitcoin actually just crossed the $4 million rupee mark. So if you guys are tracking the Bitcoin price in rupees, a big moment for you there. That's $4 million
Max Kaiser's
for one Bitcoin.
Price prediction has come true. It's hit 4 million.
So maybe that's what a lot of these cryptocurrency channels they base their moonshot price predictions off. I mean, maybe they never disclose that they're not actually projecting it in USD.
Hassan, 1 inch. I like 1 inch. I think it'll do really well with the growth of new decentralized exchanges, and with Ethereum 2.0 coming out and the scalability issues being solved. I think 1 inch will do really well alongside Uniswap and a lot of the other decentralized exchanges up there. So yeah, I like 1 inch. Full disclosure, I don't own it right now. I still like it. I still think it'll do well. I just like Uniswap a bit more. I think it's the OG. Tell us your ideas on never selling Bitcoin. Fiat is trash, and it's inflating by at least 15% every year, and it doesn't make sense to not be holding Bitcoin as at least a hedge against the rest of your money that's just inflating constantly. So
yeah, so I mean the name of the game in the past, during these bull cycles, like in 2017, 2014, the name of the game was knowing when to sell out and get your money back in fiat money. But this bull cycle is completely different, because if you're selling your Bitcoin, what are you putting your money into? If you're keeping it in fiat money, and I'm not sure where you live, but if you're in the US, if you're in Australia, if you're anywhere that's been impacted by COVID, which I feel like is pretty much everywhere, your governments would have done some sort of stimulus, and we're coming to the end of this massive debt cycle. And for those people that do finance or economics, I think the CPI level of inflation that we're inflating at 2 to 3% per year is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's just not true. More accurate percentage. A more accurate percentage that we're inflating at is more like 10 to 15% per year. So if you're selling your Bitcoin, what are you selling it for? You could be selling it for equity markets and maybe trying to get a good return from equities, but they've ran so hard that I think the risk premium is so high there. What you have in Bitcoin is the apex asset that on average has increased at 200% per year every year since its inception. So yeah, in terms of what I'm doing, I have a long-term portfolio that I am probably never going to sell Bitcoin from. And then I have a trading portfolio that I try and time trades, I use leverage, I hold different coins, I have altcoins in it, and I'm just trying to get the best return. And that's the way I do it. So some of my an allocation of my Bitcoin, I'm never going to sell.
Yeah, the M2 money supply is blowing up. So essentially, yeah, cash is trash.
Cash is trash. Huge trash.
Someone said borrowing against your Bitcoin stash, no capital gains.
Yeah, so that's an interesting dynamic that's going to sort of unfold over the next few years.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, collateralizing your crypto. So because let's be honest, you're going to need fiat money to live. You're going to need it to buy things, and you're not going to want to spend your cryptocurrencies because there's a decentive to spend it, because it's going to appreciate against your fiat money, and it's probably going to do it forever, especially if it has a hard cap like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So in the future, what it looks like is going to happen is people are going to be able to use their Bitcoin, Ethereum, and various other cryptocurrencies as collateral, and be able to spend fiat money over that.
Yep.
Like, imagine if you could take a loan out of fiat money that's at an interest rate of 1%. Do you think Bitcoin's going to increase by 1% in value, appreciate by 1% per value per year over the next 50 years? My bet is 100% yes. So if you're collateralizing at least like 1%, are you kidding me? So like, yeah, it's free money at that point if you look at it like that.
Yeah. The YouTube algo likes you guys. I've been subscribed, but getting your vids. Oh, both are vids. That's awesome. Thanks, man.
That's so cool.
Appreciate that. Stay strong, stack satoshis. Yep. An old guy, Canadian, mostly is retired in Costa Rica, like just. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's cool.
Awesome.
Canadian retired in Costa Rica. That's interesting.
That's awesome. I want to move to is Costa Rica 0% tax? Because I want to retire somewhere like Costa Rica that has a 0% tax rate. I think that's why Raul Paul lives in the Cayman Islands.
Pedro Braga, sorry if I butchered that name, said hi from Portugal. What's your opinion on a well-balanced portfolio in crypto? My opinion, if you're getting into crypto and you're not very versed on a lot of the cryptos in the top 100 or even the top 50, is hold a majority of your cryptos in Bitcoin, or your percentage portfolio in Bitcoin. Your opinion might be different to mine. This is just my opinion first. I reckon you should hold around 60% or 50% in Bitcoin, around a 35% in Ethereum. Just expose yourself to both, and then kind of spread the rest of your value into the top 10 currencies that you like Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano, that have the ability to perform against Bitcoin and kind of just diversify your portfolio in the crypto space, essentially.
Yeah.
Because the other cryptos in the top 10 have been known to outperform Bitcoin on, especially Chainlink, Cardano, time and time again. So, and Polkadot, so all three of them, yeah.
BlockFi. So yeah, if you're using, I'm sure a lot of you are never going to sell your Bitcoin and Ethereum and just going to hold it in perpetuity forever. If you're going to do that, you might as well be earning interest off it. And because a lot of people aren't using it, aren't doing it at the moment, you can get insane interest rates on various apps. BlockFi is a good one. I'm pretty sure it's backed by Gemini, so the Winklevoss twins. But yeah, if you're going to be holding it forever, why aren't you earning interest on it? It's like the fiat system 15 to 20 years ago when you could make 9% interest of your money just sitting in a bank account. When you're earning that good returns, just having it sitting there in a safe place, like, why not do it? And the crypto industry is so young and we're so early to it that you can get these interest rates on your crypto. So why not do it? Yeah, that's a good point.
Cup and handle, meaning it's essentially just a big organic kind of rounded dip, and then it comes back up on the other side just a little bit, and then tries to retest a bottom, but then it doesn't go quite all the way. It goes about a percentage of the way, it comes back and retests that level, and then explodes the amount of gains that the dip made. So you can watch a video on the cup and handle. It's a pretty what's the word? What's it called? Trustworthy. What's the word?
Reputable.
Yes, yeah, right. It's a pretty reputable technical analysis motion. it just reflects the market consensus
And a
that it's
consistent
not-
one as well.
Yeah, the shape, meaning it doesn't really mean anything that it's formed a little bowl. It just means that the consensus is it's not going to dip as low as it did, and it's moving with an organic motion. That's just how I perceive it. So.
Hey, from Edinburgh. I've actually been to Edinburgh. Lovely place. Lump sum versus DCA investing. Great question. Seems to me lump sum makes more sense in a bull market. You would think that, but for peace of mind, I would have to go with dollar cost averaging. That's just the way I've always done it in terms of equity trading, in terms of cryptocurrency trading. When I identify that I want to buy into a particular asset, the way I do it is I'll immediately put some money into it, and then because as soon as you put money into it, you just start to consume and digest so much data. At least I do, and I'm sure you guys do. You start to consume so much news, data, everything coming out about it, and then either your conviction is going to get stronger and you're going to feel more comfortable putting in, or say you've timed it not the best and it starts to go down. As you feed more money into it, you're going to be getting a better deal. So in terms of keeping emotion out of it and doing it for peace of mind, I would say dollar cost averaging, but
It keeps your average purchase price at the moving average.
yeah,
Which
is
is a lot
never
less
a bad thing.
It's a lot less volatile than Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, lump sum you can get lucky, but yeah, for peace of mind, I would just dollar cost average.
Yeah. Hello from the Philippines. Is XRP any good? Watch the announcements. Honestly, I stayed away from XRP for the longest time, but I've seen so much news about the SEC just handling it completely wrong, and they're just trying to. It was kind of like the top guy's last bid at trying to snuff out cryptos because he's a massive. He's really well known in the financial space and well connected. So that's just what I've heard. Go watch some podcasts with the Crypto Thinking podcast. He knows a lot of stuff about XRP. He's a massive XRP investor. I like to listen to him for my XRP news. So yeah, go listen to him if you want more information on that sort of stuff. Do you know anything about the XRP stuff that's going on at the moment?
Yeah, so an interesting point I wanted to bring up about XRP is that if you had invested back in early 2017 across all crypto asset classes, so I'm talking the top 25, if you'd put it into everything.
It just went up so fast. Yeah, keep going.
Did it? If you'd put $10,000 into all the top 15 cryptos, and then also it was a comparison between cryptos and Pokemon trading cards in terms of investments. Even if you'd put 10K in a PSA 10 Charizard in early 2017, you would have gotten better returns of putting your money into XRP, which just shows how hugely it exploded. I don't like it as a long-term investment, but I think I agree with Grant's sentiment that the SEC thing is going to blow over, and it probably has good returns during this bull run. And I think like that was the Black Swan event, that when it got sold down 50-60%, like there's no other bigger news that could come out, in my opinion, to dip the price. So I think it's just upwards from here. So look, trade the trade. I'm not a fan of XRP, but trade the trade and make money where you can.
We're forming a pretty big wedge on the 5-minute chart. I don't usually look at these sort of things, but if you like to trade these things leverage, then that's a pretty nice wedge pattern forming.
Yeah, Ken1D, crypto is 24/7, so you can't go to sleep. Since starting this channel, and you probably agree, there's so many video ideas that I want to get out, and everything's so time sensitive, it drives me crazy. Like, so I'll give you guys a quick sneak peek on the video coming out tomorrow. There's a good chance that I think Facebook is going to be the next big
Crypto investor
to follow Tesla. And like I go into it in depth tomorrow, but there's just too many reasons.
Do you mention their crypto?
Yeah, Libra. So I'll just jump into it straight away. I'll give you guys a spoiler for tomorrow's video. Mark Zuckerberg, he's very similar to Elon Musk in terms of being such a decisive CEO. So you can see this when he acquired Instagram really early. Then he jumped, as soon as VR started to take off, he jumped in and acquired Oculus. And as soon as cryptocurrency was going to be a thing, he started working on Facebook Libra. So wanted to be a part of that. So he's really decisive and he moves fast as a CEO. It's very similar sort of decision-making style to Elon Musk. And out of all the big top players, Apple dominates iOS and the mobile scene. Google dominates Android. Facebook is sort of in this weird like middle zone that they need something to separate them. Libra was a failed project, and I see Facebook being the fastest mover into cryptocurrency.
Facebook move into every avenue.
They move fast. So
they developed PyTorch. They took over that, which is a massive project in machine learning that almost every industry uses. So, you know, they're huge in every industry.
Yeah. So I think Mark Zuckerberg is going to be the next one. I bet he's having discussions already. I'm surprised he wasn't one of the first ones, but Elon's just Elon.
I think we'll probably wrap it up.
Sean joined. Good to see
Sean.
you. You're one of the OGs. I bet that Mark Zuckerberg has been buying this whole time.
Probably.
Personally, 100% through Facebook. I think like there's so many like hoops that have to jump through. But yeah, personally, I bet he's been loading up big time on Bitcoin. And they have so many directors and people. That's why they launched Libra. They're all into blockchain and cryptocurrency. There's no way that they don't have their finger on the pulse when it comes to Bitcoin. So yeah, that's why I think he's going to be the next one. And that's going to be when they announce that's going to be the next step up. That's going to be us waking up to the Tesla news. So I make a point for that.
Do you want to wrap it up in a second?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
I think that's about it for today, guys. Sure. Thanks, Crypto Headers, also for coming. Another OG for us.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming along to the stream. We're going to wrap it up here. Interesting. We've been streaming for nearly 2 hours, and the price action's been all the same. Where it's still undecided which way it's going to go. If it's going to break the 55k.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to wake up and do another analysis. But
thanks for all the donations as well, guys. That's really kind of you guys and generous.
Yeah, appreciate the donations.
And
thanks
appreciate
everyone for
all
coming
the love
along.
and. I'm glad you guys liked the music this time. We got a little bit of hate last time for playing the music and telling us, turn that off.
Yeah, glad you guys enjoy the music. If you guys want to subscribe, Grant does a lot of technical analysis. He's the first 3 links in the description. He does a great channel. We'll be live streaming a lot more. And I've got a video coming out tomorrow morning on Facebook buying Bitcoin. So yeah, subscribe for that. We'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
We'll do our outro. We'll do our old outro.
We always do this. We kind of zoom it up. Is that done? Yeah, there we go.
Pump the music.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming along.
Just wait, guys. Hold on.
This is what we used to do on our old streams when we used to stream a lot. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next stream. We'll do more technical analysis. We'll wake up and check out if it's smashed through that 55k mark.
Jeff H, we'll check out your music.
Yeah, Jeff H, send some through. Interesting. We're always welcome to some music.
Yeah, why not?
As long as it's not copyrighted, that's a big one.